guess what time it is, ladies and gentlemen?
It's podcast. Yeah, it's podcast time.
No,
No?
it's Halloween, bitches.
It's Halloween.
Yeah.
Of course it is. The candy.
Are you kidding me, dude? You're wearing
I'm still wearing the costume.
I think from Saturday. I don't think you've taken it off.
No.
Your Green Lantern
I was going to
costume.
go get a hoodie because it's cold outside, but the leather keeps me warm. It's like a second skin, baby. Really. I'm armless and hot.
Well, yeah, we all know that.
Yeah,
we don't have to keep repeating it.
Yeah, the door's locked for a reason.
To keep them all out.
Keep them out.
So we've made it to episode 5.
They have not shut us down.
We are still here.
We're still here.
It's like, I feel like we're like, I don't know, Radio Free Europe or something. You know what
fun
I mean?
either way.
Yeah.
It's like just like the first episode. It's fun.
I every time it's, I'm not like a radio guy,
Yeah.
but I get a little butterfly right before the show. It's kind of nutty. Do you?
A little bit. Sometimes.
A little nervous?
A little bit. But honestly, once we start talking, it's...
Yeah. I kind of shed
the social anxiety stuff just kind of goes away.
Yeah.
It's just chat.
I get unsheathed.
Yeah, there you go. Undocked.
Well, episode 5, and I can't believe we've actually made it this far, because it's, I don't know why.
I'm not surprised. It's a good show.
It's exciting, and we're happy to be here. But, we're in the A block here. Right out of the gate, we got to make sure that you know that you can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play and Spotify. Hit us up at our website at saddadsclub.net. Please, please, please subscribe, rate, and review. Tell your friends, your family, other sad dads, of course. Hit us on Facebook, facebook.com/saddadspodcast. Hit us on Twitter at saddadspodcast. And you can email us, whatever that long-ass email is, saddadsclubpodcast@gmail.com. And I'm not a robot.
You're not a robot. You just got to keep telling people. Like I told my brother and sister-in-law this evening. Like, yeah, it's out there. We're ready. We got stuff.
Yeah.
I just got to keep on it. Just got to keep remembering to tell people.
Yeah, we do, and it's kind of word's getting out there. It's kind of exciting to see the plays coming up, and you see the play counts going up. It's kind of fun.
It's good stuff. And the post conversations that we're getting after the shows, especially the car show.
Yes,
one was like that's a topic like we were talking about how the Christmassy feeling for adults and like the wish list stuff. It's an easy icebreaker or just a general awesome conversation thing. What would you get?
Yeah.
What was used? We had a number of feedback from the party that we went to on Saturday.
Some of it was very obvious.
And Ted, the other sad dad, where his number one would have been a Lamborghini from his date of birth, a Lamborghini Miura, which when I looked it up, I hadn't heard of that one that far back. When I saw the tail end of it, it looked a lot like a Ferrari to me.
Uh-huh.
The nose is very iconic Lamborghini. Like you don't see that anywhere else in the except for the early years of the Lamborghinis.
Sure. They sort of carve their own look.
They did, yeah.
For sure. And but we also got in trouble too because we didn't mention the GTR.
Right.
Which I feel bad about. Actually, I totally forgot about that car.
See, any car that's got the Godzilla nickname, it was on mine. Like I said, it was on mine. It was after the Z, though. It was.
You had your own top 10 after the top 5.
I did. I didn't want to hoard up a whole bunch of space. And it was funny because we were talking with Mike. Mike was his GTR. GTR was his number one.
Yes.
And then that spawned us into getting into like the series of what's after 5?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good.
Which we had a lot of time to talk about that because we ended up at a party this weekend, a
Halloween party,
which we'll talk about later. But so we had lots of time to talk about car stuff. Yeah. We also got to chat with Will, #HeyWill, about he had bought a Model 3, and so that was kind of a fun conversation.
Yeah,
too.
so the Tesla thing, I think I had touched on it because Xander was obviously so young. So when I said, well, we'll get you into the I don't want to say genre, but into that ecosystem of an electric or hybrid cars, it's coming. And Will's perspective was a lot of Tesla's at the like doing the groundwork, not necessarily that this is the way it's going to be, but a lot of his experiences with it so far, because he's there already, was this is a good starting direction, and it should be the way that we go as purchasers and consumers of newer new car tech.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting conversation for someone that had one already, and their experience.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome to hear that kind of feedback. I mean, he hasn't even had his car that long, so I think
you don't
maybe
have to
3 or
be
4 months
like a
tops.
fanboy
Yeah.
to understand that there's something bubbling up there as far as car progress goes, whether it's engineering or software, the efficiencies.
Well, I think
all that.
what happened is essentially they sort of upended the industry to the point to where you have someone like Porsche and Volkswagen and other manufacturers who are now really hot and heavy trying to get into that EV market.
Yeah, and they may not be the end-all, be-all solution, but I think their seat at the table has caused other car manufacturers to realize that it's time to innovate.
Yep.
And I think innovation works best it's better for everybody, especially consumers.
There's not that many dead dinosaurs left.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's face it. There's only so many dead dinosaurs to go around.
Tapping the well, man.
I mean, if we could figure out how to make oil out of people, I mean, somehow. We got to stop cremating people, I think, is the...
To start backfilling some of these oil fracking holes.
Yeah. So that was kind of exciting. So here in the B block, we got weekend stuff to talk about, and kind of the main thing that we kind of touched on a bit already was that there was a Halloween party this weekend, and Foo and myself and our wives and a bunch of our
Dragon, Zombie, Jenny, Jason,
bunch of
CJ,
our
his
friends
wife.
were there, and that was fun.
I always enjoy getting together with the homies.
Yeah, I mean, just hanging out and having a drink and having some food.
I think being able to have adult friends that you're comfortable with your kids around, that's good people's. That's like the good feels.
Yeah, your kids kind of love hanging out, and your kids are fun to hang out with.
Xander got along really well with Jason and Jenny's kids. It
Yep.
was like he found some buddies. Piper was in her odd age space, which we talked about.
She
earlier.
sort of hit in between the adults and the kids, and
rode her own spectrum line of where to hang out. And she had fun.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that, sitting around the fire and hearing.
I like how you came up with a costume, even though you didn't have one, and you nailed it, dude.
I had no costume Saturday morning, and my wife sent me this picture. How about this costume? And I'm just one of these. I hate dressing up for Halloween.
Oh, I love it.
I do not like it. I don't like being outside my comfort zone as far as what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
So she sent me this picture, said, how about this costume? And I'm like, oh my God, that is one of the fucking funniest costumes ever. And it was Uncle Eddie, where he is pumping the shit out of the Winnebago on Christmas vacation out in front of Clark's house.
Such a classic
And he's
character.
wearing the robe, and he's got his...
That Russian Cossack hat thing.
Yeah, what do they call it? Trapper hat.
Yeah.
He's wearing a trapper hat, and he's got a cigar, and he's got a cozy with a beer, and he just turns around and goes, "Shitter's full!" And that was hilarious. So it's like, that is a costume I can put together in a couple hours.
Instantly. And what sold it was the line.
Shitter's full!
And you were even carrying around the fucking tube.
Oh, yeah, went to...
God, I was dying.
Went to Home Depot and got a big hose that I could carry around, and I had way too many things to carry.
You had props.
I had props.
You went from, I don't like this, I'm comfortable with cosplay, to bringing props, dude.
if you're gonna do it, you got to do it all the way. You know what I mean? Now,
And the cigar. I forgot about this. Yeah.
yeah, I had the cigar. I was
whole
chewing
time.
the cigar all
Chewed the
night,
cigar.
and that was fun. I enjoyed that, and everyone laughed, and so that's all I care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was good.
Everyone chuckled. They all got it. No one was like, I don't know what that is.
Everyone got home safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one died.
No drunk.
That's good.
Drunk injuries or anything like that. No dents on the tables.
Yeah.
I think on Friday before the party, I was at my niece and nephew's nephew, who's a singer over at Whitney. I went to the football game there. It had been years since I'd been to a high school football game.
Yeah.
And Piper, where she's doing band over here at Wood Creek, I've been working on the Friday nights, so I haven't been able to get to it. So the first game over here was at Whitney.
But it's amazing, though, when you have kids that you end up going back to football games.
Right. And it's I was out on the field and, watching football. It's just something makes you like, oh, man, I missed it. And there's smells.
Right.
And then the whole thing got canned early because there was a fight because the coach left the field and TKO'd a young man.
Was there repercussions? Did you hear anything?
So my dad was here on...
Out of curiosity, I'm just wondering, what?
I don't know.
What happened out
I
of
know
that?
that the authorities
Investigated?
extra came.
Uh-huh.
So when I left the field
I gotta go.
with a purpose. I'm like, I don't want to see this go sideways with my guy. I was like parked next to Grant cars, and who knows if they saw. Anyway, so I left with a purpose and sent a thing to my sister saying, heck of a game. Ethan did awesome. Chloe knocked it out of the park. It was
Gotta go.
Good. I'm leaving. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
I am not getting
Uncle Shay is
into
leaving.
any fisticuffs at this
Uncle
juncture.
Shay. Yeah, bailing. So, where were we? What was I saying?
Taking you were leaving?
Oh, taking leaving.
Taking leaving?
Taking leaving.
Yeah.
It was... when my dad showed up, he'd said, I think it was Monday, Tuesday, either way. He came by to drop off pomegranates, if you want pomegranates. Anyway, he mentioned that there were more police presence that showed up afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And they essentially locked in the Whitney side of the field so that Grant could fully exit and bus and depart. So there weren't intermingling.
So your dad was at the game also?
Yes, my dad.
So he hung out a little longer out than you did.
He was actually in the stands with Ian, watching the game, and they were taking videos and pictures while I was on the field because I had walked in the wrong entrance. So
you went in the visitor side.
I didn't. And Venus told me I didn't know. Like, what? Why would you? I bought my ticket. There's a entrance right on my side, and it's in the end zone. You can't see any fences. I'm like, I'll just walk in right here. Oh, mistakes may have been made.
So could you have not backed out and gone to the other side?
Probably, but by then I was embarrassed and I felt awkward and out of place because and then I didn't want people to see me that I made a clear mistake.
Oh,
so I just ate it and sat. And there was
owned it.
Yeah, I didn't own it. I just hid from it, I guess. So I just walked around the end zone, and it was very sparse as far as seating. So I walked in there, and I had front row.
Was it full? Was there a lot of Grant folks at the game?
Oh, middle,
half and half.
70. I mean, as far as population, there was obviously more Whitney folks, but the stands weren't full.
Well, the only reason why I ask is that I would be surprised sometimes. My daughter was a senior last year. Mm-hmm. And she was on the dance team, and we would go to see all the football games, see her dance. And depending on what school it was, that other side of the field was packed or completely dead.
Really?
Yeah, so it was kind of surprising depending on what
Roseville.
school it was.
So the visiting team for Roseville, home team, it would be packed.
The visitor side would be either packed or dead. It was kind of sort of like either or.
Is Roseville again? What league? They're in ours now.
I have no idea.
Are they? I don't know.
I just went to see my daughter dance.
Yeah, I just saw.
I mean, I watched some
pretty,
football,
pretty
but
little girls doing their thing, supportive dads.
yeah, we went essentially for halftime, so
Yeah.
and then we always stayed to watch the game just to support the school and team, but but it's amazing. It's kind of funny as a parent, you go to these events that when you were in high school you kind of did, but now you're going to support your kid doing this stuff. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So.
This is like a different mentality, like watching it not for the hose down the deck testosterone, like this is my school.
Yeah,
as
and
opposed
where's
to
all
like,
the hot chicks?
I'm trying to consume a sport. All you rah-rahs.
Yeah.
Or my kid kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to socialize pretty much. Like if I only went to a very small handful of games as a high school kid, but
how packed are the other team sides there, the Wood Creek games that you've been to? How packed? As the stands full?
Yeah, some teams seem to be more than
Some teams seem to be
Yeah.
more than others.
it's hit or miss depending on the team,
Hit or other.
on the team.
and it depends on how well the football team of the other
See,
team is
Whitney
doing.
was 0-7. Whitney hadn't won a game.
Oh,
Was Whitney packed? Like the
No,
side?
they were not packed.
Like Wood Creek side is packed.
Hmm.
And the visiting teams, yeah, there's quite
Hmm.
a following.
we have Venus in here feeding us some information. So if you can't hear, that's
We'll try and repeat it.
yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
essentially, was what it boiled down
Yeah,
to.
it depends on how well the teams are doing,
Hmm.
and especially for the visiting side, if they're going to follow the team from Yuba City or something. But we did. I think we did have a
Just
game
kidding.
against Yuba City at
We love you,
Roseville.
Yuba City, Marysville.
And
Any viewers?
but we did have a game against them, and I think they beat us pretty handily. But they also had a very packed.
And my dad had
stands.
said when he stopped by that apparently last week at Del Oro, Grant and Del Oro had some sort of scuffle. So that may have also been part of why they had just called the game, is that priors weren't
So Grant had a problem the week before,
Right, yeah,
Oh.
they had been another. And apparently the
They're
same
habitual.
night, two other football teams also on Friday night had a game called.
Oh.
So it's like a thing.
Everyone's getting a little
Yeah.
hot-headed.
I had a pretty intense conversation with my dad about it. Like, I'm just the kind of, if I was a coach, nowadays with you just don't need, let your skill do the talking.
Personally, I've always been that way.
Like, you know what? I want you to keep your jaw shut. If you want, win or lose, you leave your skills on the field, and that's what does your talking.
I wanted to play the game. I didn't want to talk shit to people.
Yeah,
and get in a fight.
You don't need that. It's an honor, integrity.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You'll be more respected for the sportsman than you will be for the trash talker. And if you want, play as a team, your cohesion, let all of that do the talking, not your jaw. I can't stand it.
Now, as an aside, I used to play competitive soccer back in the day, but we had this one game we were playing, and there was a pretty good guy on the other team who fairly frequently would school us. And I was a defensive player, and I had a big foot, so I could just slaughter the ball and just get it out of there. And this guy let the ball run out on him a little too far, at which point I went to clear it out of our area. And instead of clearing it into an open space, it hit him square in the face.
Ooh.
Off of a full kick off of my
100%.
foot. To which he dropped to the ground and sounded like someone was ripping his arms and legs off, because that's the sound he made. Yeah, I mean, he was. So 15 minutes later in the same game, I did it again to the same dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
his face was probably all swole.
Oh,
1,000 bees.
that was not intentional, but you could see someone might start pointing fingers and
Yeah.
saying that was
You're gonna get the red
intentional.
card,
Yeah,
young man.
yeah.
Young man.
So anyway,
Well, and
Yeah.
Sunday, a lot of video games, a lot of good Destiny, shooting aliens in the face, and then I will end my thing with Monday. We had a parent-teacher conference for Xander, and he's like A's across the board.
nice.
Piper nailed her midterms, so A's across the board.
Can't complain about that.
Happy parent, happy dad.
See, Data's was always the guy where it was like I was worried about what the teachers were gonna say, and you know we went to all the stuffs, and he just wasn't the best student. He wasn't the best student, but he's in college now. He's doing all right on his own.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like, hey, maybe.
I was late kind of bloomer when I hated high school, but I got into college and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was also paying for those classes out of my pocket, so
Finding balance. So, you know,
yeah,
solve your own equations,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that was my summary for the weekend.
That's awesome. Good for your kids. Your kids are doing good. Yeah, Mellie's doing pretty good in school, so that makes me. She's a really good student. I don't have any complaints about her. So,
Yeah.
so that's good. But I didn't do much other than shop for stuff for my costume. I didn't really do much this week.
Data's, you fixed the crapper?
No, he still has not.
God damn it.
We're
Although since I'm razzing you,
Crapper
did you
watch.
watch The Greatest Showman yet? Oh, you mother...
I tried.
You tried.
I looked on all the streaming services and I could not find it anywhere. But apparently, I was not aware that Data's owns it, and I could have watched it off his Apple TV.
Venus had showed me apparently Pink released like a Vidoc of behind
Pink
the
the
scenes.
singer.
Pink the singer.
Okay.
Of her rendition of one of the songs on there, and she's got her little girl in the studio.
Oh.
Pink is amazing vocalist. That girl.
I think she is
woman just belt it.
She's an incredible singer. I'm not into Pink much, but I think that she is very talented. Plus, like as a show person.
Oh yeah,
like the
that
shows
stuff
she
that
puts
she does
on?
with the ribbons and whatnot.
Yeah, she's an impressive show person
Skills.
in general. Yeah,
Skills.
there aren't enough of those. I think too many artists these days.
Oh, my voice is the thing. This is my thing, and I'm very pretentious about.
Yeah, they're only like sort of one-dimensionally.
Yeah.
Like you watch Bruno Mars. I think that dude is incredible as a performer.
And
He can play instruments.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He can dance. He can sing.
And he can sniff white lines better than anyone I know.
He knows how to party.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely does.
He'd shut down a Data's party. DJ.
Oh yeah. Or maybe that was Data's.
It could have been Data's.
Data's is keep it quiet. Now, what are you doing over there on the computer, man?
He is rat-a-tat-tatting.
I don't know. I think there's porn. Oh yeah, he's covering up. Venus is out here, man.
Yeah.
Chill. All right, so onto our C block now, which is kind of our news noteworthy item of the week.
Yeah.
The you won't believe it. The results may shock you. Click here to find out
Yeah.
section. What did I find? Oh, the Center for Disease Control says it's okay to dress your chicken up for Halloween. They say it's all right. It won't harm the chicken or you.
So if you
I'm not sure why the Center for Disease Control
has to produce some sort of publication
Yeah.
thereof.
Yeah. Why are they saying? Why are they even concerned about whether or not you're putting Halloween costumes
On a chicken.
on your damn chicken?
What kind
And how many people have chickens that are dressing them up for Halloween?
Yeah. Is that like the dog costumes and the cat costumes? Are there like a
Yeah.
whole series of
I guess
things to dress your cock up as?
that you can dress your chicken up, but wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
You bake them Santa Claus for all they care, as long as you wash your hands. I don't
I
understand.
slipped one in there.
Why is our government telling us it's okay for
Is
you
that
to
like
dress your
the
chicken?
petition sign-up place where you get some place to submit questions to the CDC, and when they hit a certain amount of votes, they have to answer them?
I don't know.
Frankly, I'd like to know what they're dressing the chickens up as. Like, were those part of the questions?
I guess they were worried about salmonella,
Chocolate vanilla?
chocolate and vanilla, salmonella, and somehow putting a costume on a chicken,
Is okay.
they were worried that it would create salmonella for the people that
don't
were
know.
going to
Yeah.
eat that chicken later.
What?
I mean, maybe
Again, there's
if
so many questions.
If the chicken shits their underwear, you got to wash the underwear.
Right.
You don't leave it in there.
Is you're using your dressed up chicken to hand out candy, and so you need to have something from the CDC that says, "Don't worry, take the Skittles. It's salmonella free." I have a letter from the CDC that says it's okay.
Well, if you're under 5, you shouldn't touch the chickens. But yeah, you shouldn't.
Oh, is that like puppies and the parvo? You don't want little kids and oh,
I'm just.
Kids aren't supposed to cuddle chickens.
little kids shouldn't cuddle chickens.
I sleep with chickens every night.
I
Yeah,
sleep-
kind of
hey,
hanging out on my shoulder.
hey, I have one hanging out of your pants.
That's not a chicken.
Oh no.
That's a cock.
Oh, hey. Yeah. All right.
Oh, they didn't say anything about dressing a cock, but a chicken's fine.
Well,
So that's all.
maybe that's the line they wanted to. It's not safe to dress one. But
Not
the
only did they say it's okay, but the article was also full of chickens that are dressed up, which is just bizarre to me. I don't even know. I didn't know this was a thing.
that is amazing.
So-
So my news noteworthy item this week, relative to you won't believe it, the results may shock you, is a reminder to vote. So I had
Yeah.
mentioned that we opened up because everything's digital, emails, bills, all that stuff is through the computer. I admit we're a little bit lazy in checking the actual snail mailbox. And we opened it up over the weekend.
We
and
are
the-
too, actually.
Huh?
We are too.
Yeah.
I think that we've had our mail taken out of our box and taken back to the post office a couple times.
For you to go pick up at the post.
Yeah.
It's like you're not cleaning out your business.
You're right.
Yeah. We opened it over the weekend, and there was like a Sunday sack B sized bound of voter proposition.
Oh, yeah.
This, that, the other way.
Stuff from the state.
Oh yeah. This candidate, that candidate.
Right.
And then we keep the ballot pamphlet on the table.
Yeah.
I try and flip through it at dinner here and there. But vote. I know some of the ads that I flipped through. I'm like, it was funny how instantly some of them were like, okay, this. The way it's worded or phrased, this was interesting to me. I'll set this aside to see what it has to say. And then how other pamphlets or postal things were worded. It's like nothing on this like interests me, and I'm almost like put off, and I just shit canned it.
Yep.
So it was interesting to see the type of voter information card or whatever it was that caught my eye. And it was generally stuff that wasn't slanderous. It was stuff like, these are things you might want to know about. And they had specific references.
I'm totally turned off by negative campaigning.
And that was a lot of it. It was a lot of the stuff was like, him this, or he this, or she this, or they that, and da-da-da. I was more receptive to the stuff that was like, here's the information you need to know. Here is how this person voted. Here are the repercussions of those votes. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting to me, because obviously I don't, as a busy dad, I don't track all of these votes and things. But some of the ads were clearly summarized for someone that was interested in where does this representative vote for you?
Right. Well, the stuff that interests me too is a candidate who just has a fairly straight to the point. This is what I'm all about,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking crap about so and so, but here's what you need to know about me.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
When I start hearing well, he voted for this, and that's why blah blah blah, and they start getting all slanderous and stuff. It just turns me off.
Yeah. I need you to represent me doing a thing, and name calling, and I'm like, that's not why I'm putting votes.
Yeah. How old are we? Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Come on, guys. Really?
Yeah, we're old enough to run for president.
No, I mean like.
Oh yeah, how old are the candidates for the name and the slinging?
Yeah,
God.
people are adults, right? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
vote.
what's frustrates me. Yes,
Vote.
I agree with that.
Register. Find your polling place. Participate in
If
the
you
election.
can't find your polling place, let Datas know. His phone number is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll help you find
I like what I'm seeing a lot this year is like the car services that are volunteering for people that, for whatever reason, can't, handicapped or too busy or don't have resources. In a lot of places, Lyft and Uber are volunteering their time to take people to vote.
And I think even if you are in a situation where you're purchasing a ride to get to your polling place, a lot of times they're even doing like half off.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to do this thing, we
yeah.
got you. We'll help you out, kind of thing. Like, yeah, nonpartisan, just participate. Like, I'd like to see across the board. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think
November 6th, get out there, do your thing.
I think a lot
your
of people
civic
have
duty.
learned some lessons, so they know now.
Yeah,
So, all right. So are we moving on?
let's move.
Man, I feel like we're cooking tonight. Are we cooking? Wow. All right. Well, in the D block tonight,
Halloween
we have Halloween stuff because today is Halloween.
is in fact Halloween.
It's Hump Day, and it is Halloween, and it is Sad Dad's Club podcast record night,
Yep.
which all on the same night. But
So
yeah,
did
you have
do trick or treat?
my kids are old. I mean, Chandler has a beard. Look at that thing.
He's working on it. It's better than it was last week. Must have been the party.
I mean, so yeah, for my Halloween, my wife and I made nice dinner.
Yeah.
We made homemade potato skins
Okay.
and
Bacon. Was there bacon?
oh hell yes.
God, yeah, it's got to be bacon. Did
Well,
you
not
smoke
for
it?
the wife because she's vegetarian. No, I didn't smoke. We didn't have time for that. But we did homemade potato skins
Yeah.
and also artichokes, which I love artichokes. And we
Do you
specifically
dip your artichokes?
Yes.
How do you prepare your artichokes?
Couple of cloves of garlic in the water.
Okay.
Boil them.
Okay.
Usually takes about an hour.
So do you like cut the tops off and like nips
Shan
and then
likes
upside
to.
down?
My wife likes to snip all the.
Yep.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter to me though.
Okay.
I could do without the extra effort.
Okay.
So a couple of cloves of garlic chopped up, put it in the water, put the artichokes in the water, boil them for about an hour-ish
Yeah.
till they're tender all the way through the heart.
Right.
And then garlic butter.
Okay.
Leaves in the
Yep,
garlic
yep.
butter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. I have garlic breath right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
Yeah.
get all the way down the heart and you eat the heart?
oh,
Do
absolutely.
you like the fuzz?
Oh, no. Do you eat the fuzz?
No, I don't eat the fuzz. Do you play with the fuzz?
No, just
I can't avoid playing with the fuzz.
I like stroking it before you
yeah,
scrape
like
it off.
the directional like. Ooh,
Yeah.
I think it bothers.
It looks
me.
like those little troll fuzz, the little
Yeah, the
troll,
troll
hairs.
hairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That artichoke is a really interesting Is it even a vegetable? It's a
thistle.
flower or something, right?
Yeah, it's the flower of a thistle.
It's delicious.
It is.
That artichoke meat is just like gold.
Yeah, and then you peel the fuzz off, and then I just quarter up
Well, you gotta
the
cut the-
heart.
you
and
gotta
then I
cut the
just
stem
flop
off.
it into the garlic butter.
Well, I cut the stem off, get the fuzz off,
Right.
because you don't want too much of that stem because
Yeah.
that could be bitter.
Yeah.
and I just cut little chunks off it. I just as much
Oh, yeah.
butter as possible.
Milk it.
Oh yeah, and then I mean until it's gone. Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, an artichoke to me is like lobster, but a vegetable. That's how the flavor and the
Yeah.
texture.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
very,
agree.
very much sort of like high end thing.
This is such an awesome little thistle
Yeah.
I'm eating.
And you can, I mean, we had big ones. They were huge.
Were they on sale?
I don't know. The wife bought them.
Oh.
I didn't even know what we were doing for dinner until we came home. And
So did you get trick or treaters though?
yeah, we had some. So we would eat, and then the bell and we'd go.
Did you
pass out
see any
candy.
good costumes?
I know.
No.
No, not really. None that really.
Stood out? Nothing
No.
special?
Nah. Nah. I think I saw a Green Lantern costume.
Hey, like I said, still in mine. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know what so when we were younger, we would do like the whole on where my dad lived off of McCourtney. We would do the whole hayride thing because it was not conducive to walk to
Oh.
each house at the end of the.
So you get a bunch of kids together. On
we would
the,
get all of
on a-
us kids in the valley, and we would someone with a flatbed trailer with hay
like behind a truck or
behind a
something?
truck.
Oh, okay.
And we would go to each of the houses there in the valley.
Because you got like 4 miles between each house.
Right. And then we would all get off at someone's driveway, run down the gravel, try not to eat it, get candy, and
Yeah.
then the parent would try and beat all the kids to their house because all the parents we would generally all then meet afterwards at like a party at someone's house there in
Oh.
the valley. So a parent would have to try and beat all the kids to their house and then open the door and give out candy. And then when all the kids left the house, the parent would like have to then run back to a car, and then the caravan would begin again to the next house.
Oh.
So it was always it was always a thing.
So how many kids would you have? 6, 8,
Probably
10?
15 or
Oh.
10 to 15
That's a lot.
of varying ages. Yeah. And now we're all gone from the valley, so they don't really do any of that anymore.
I've always been a suburban kid, so it was like you just went down the street.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, man, the neighbors like that just don't seem to happen down here for me, like in the suburbia. Like I don't feel as connected.
Well, when
I'm
we
sure
first
some of that effort's on me, but
when we first moved into our neighborhood, everything was brand new. We were the first people to move into our neighborhood.
yeah.
The very first house to get finished, and we moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched the rest of the neighborhood get built and people move in, and everyone was sort of the same as us. They were all had little kids. We had Chandler. We had Data's was,
Right.
And so we made lots of friends up and down the block. And over time, most of those people have moved out of the neighborhood. So there's only a few homes now still that we know someone at.
Oh, really?
But it was a very tight-knit neighborhood, and we always did. So there were parties all the time, someone's birthday at someone's house.
Yeah,
and, so we had that. And then even with the trick-or-treating, you'd end up hooking up with other people and
Yeah.
walking around the neighborhood when the kids were little.
Oh, yeah.
And then even my brother would come down from his house and trick-or-treat at our neighborhood because their neighborhood, I want to say he was living in Fair Oaks at the time, and the houses were really far apart
Yeah.
there where he lived.
Yeah.
So they came to our neighborhood because they could get in,
Mm.
more houses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even when I was a kid in suburbia, we knew everybody, and it was like you just hit every house.
Yeah. So the kids here in the cul-de-sac, like, most of them have been in and out, so there's not like a connection. So we do our trick-or-treating over closer to Venzel Brown, and the family that we go with, the Kurgers, the family that we go over and like stage everyone at, they know all the people there. And we've been doing that for so long that as far as trick-or-treating goes, that's that like neighborhood cozy feeling.
Oh, okay. So
A
you
lot
get
of-
that
yeah,
in a different, just
a
in
lot
a different
of,
neighborhood.
Yeah, and a lot of the homes do like the full tilt decoration stuff like Christmas, like with the lights, but they've got the spooky bats and the whatnot and all that.
You
all that.
probably went to my old next door neighbor's house, new house.
Could be. I think. And last year we ran into Toast.
Uh-huh.
We ran into Riley.
Oh, okay.
So he apparently made it over that far.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like one of those places. Relative to you, it might be a pretty hot spot. I think because there was just about every house had someone handing out candy.
This year for us it was a lot of littles. We had a
Was it?
lot of little kids.
Tinies.
Yeah. So we didn't have maybe 2 older kids, I think.
Yeah.
And then the fire truck showed up. So
It's like such a tradition for us now that we had Brett, my brother, and Kim and the girls. They're tinies, so they came and met us there.
Yeah.
And they came from Upper Antelope.
well, it's tradition now. It's tradition, right?
Yeah.
You kind of do the same
It's
stuff.
fun. It's fun, and like the costuming stuff for me came along somewhere in between, just before we started having the kids. It was like I enjoy like the crafty tinkering of like costumes. I think it makes me a fun dad.
Well, now you have a 3D printer, right? You can almost make anything you
Make
want.
anything you need. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I
I
and the
envy
candy,
that.
right?
I just
Halloween and candy.
I don't think I have the vision. I don't have the vision for making
See, that's
the
a
kind
lie.
of costumes.
That's a lie because you came as
That's-
Crazy Eddie.
That was different.
Nah,
That
it's
was
there.
tough.
If you wanted to get inspired, you'd be there. Like I said, you had props, baby.
I mean, attaching some of the. I mean, I've seen some of the pictures you have for your upcoming Spider-Man.
And did you hear the conversation that I had at the party with Funwell? He was like, "We should do like a collaboration for like a cosplay."
Oh yeah,
contest.
yeah.
Like, oh, all right.
He was
think
into
about
it.
I'll
He's
think
into
about
it too.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, that was a fun party.
It was.
Yeah. What is this? We have. I'm looking at the show notes here. I didn't. So you added this candy bars.
Oh, so candy. So here we go. Yeah, apparently the Daily Meal
Okay.
listed America's top ranked candies. So number 1, Skittles.
You started at number 1.
Yeah, get started number 1. We'll just work down the list. Number 1 is Skittles. Number
Well,
2
that
is
surprises me because there's no chocolate there. Don't you think?
there's chocolate in number 2.
I know, but I would have thought the number 1 candy would have been some chocolate, something or other, something.
I saw a poll on 538 or something that had Nate Silver's organization that had their number 1 was Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
So-
I like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I don't
Yeah.
know if I like it as a national favorite. That's why I think maybe Skittles is number 1, because Skittles is something you just tear open the bag and you could just pound a handful. You don't pound a bag of Reese's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I do. I love Reese's peanut butter. Well, no. Sorry.
So do you?
Reese's Pieces.
I love Reese's Pieces.
I love Reese's
like,
Pieces. No,
I would rather have Reese's Pieces than
If
a
there's
Reese's.
any in there, we might be fighting for them.
I may have eaten them.
See, this is a problem.
It's a problem, and that's probably a good thing that they're not in the house because I would eat them. Reese's Pieces and Dots are my
I like Dots too.
binge candy if it's in the house.
Well, you know what I really like are like the Necco wafers. Are you familiar with those?
It's like chocolate.
No, they're like little. They're like little sugar wafers about this big.
Like a vanilla wafer?
No, they're sort of like it's just like pure sugar. And they have different flavors. There's like white, pink, orange.
Is it like
Green.
melt on your tongue kind of thing?
No, you just chew them. But the Necco wafer company went out of business. They got sold to somebody.
Yeah.
So I've been making it a point to like find them and buy them wherever I can because you can't find them anymore. And then they have some packs that are all chocolate.
Like Amazon? Or
Yeah,
stores?
I went to Amazon and they were like,
Premium?
yeah. You want to spend $40 on candy? No. I'm not gonna.
No. I don't need candy that
I'm like,
bad.
no, I don't either. But like a pack is like 50 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why. But I heard so they went out of business, and then they've been bought by some other company now, and they are planning on bringing Neckos back again.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to bring some over so you can see them. They're one of my favorites.
Well, number 2 is M&M's.
M&M's. Well,
What's your favorite M&M?
peanut.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the new caramel ones.
Oh
Oh yeah.
no,
Oh yeah.
no.
That's like I said. Anniversary. Venus got me that big old shareable bag.
Yeah.
You can like hold them in your hand just a little while longer, and the caramel gets all soft. Oh baby.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
No, I'm not a caramel M&M's. I've tried them, but I didn't like them. But M&M's, I do like the peanut M&M's best.
I don't like the chocolate ones. It's either peanut.
They have
Peanut
to,
is my number one.
They have to have something in them.
If I can't have caramel.
Plain M&M's are boring.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. Snickers, though, number 3.
I like Snickers.
I actually really like Snickers.
I don't think Venus likes Snickers,
Wow. Really?
but I do. It's like a meal in a candy bar. There's all kinds of little shit going on in there.
Yeah, well, you know what? For me, that I like better than a Snickers is there's a one called the Take 5.
Is that have a pretzel in it?
Yeah, it's pretzel with peanut butter, and I think there's some caramel and chocolate.
It's like a Snickers with a peanut butter, or a
Yeah.
Snickers with a pretzel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Without is it? I think it's crunchy peanut butter. So there's like crunchy peanut butter with a pretzel and a little caramel, I believe. Oh, it's delicious. Because you kind of get that saltiness on the pretzel with all the other stuff, and it's crunchy. Really good.
I love that.
Really good.
I like pretzels. I like the salt on pretzels for sure.
You get yourself something there real nice, Clark. Real nice. Anyway. Number 4 on this list. So we got Skittles, M&M, Snickers, Reese's Cups. I like a Reese's Cups. But I think I like Reese's Pieces better.
I do. I would not put that on my. I put Reese's Pieces in there in that slot.
Yeah. And you know what I like even more than Reese's Cups is the ones they don't make anymore, which is the crunchy ones. Why do they get rid of the crunch? Why do they always get rid of the stuff I like?
Apparently, we're just not cool.
And then Starburst, number 5.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite color?
Yeah, the pink one.
Yep.
That's
Pink.
the best one.
I
Can you buy just the
You
pink
can
ones?
buy just the colors now.
That's okay. That's worth it. Oh God, number 6.
Candy corn?
The worst candy
I don't
ever.
Yeah, I don't. How does that get there?
I don't know who eats this because
I don't know anybody that eats candy corn. I hope no one in my house eats it.
It is disgusting. I literally make a joke about this every year. I will go to Walmart and buy a bag of candy corn
And flush it?
and then put it in the trash as I walk out of the store. Because that's where it freaking belongs. Go back to your home in the trash can where you came from, candy corn.
Such a terrible candy.
Ugh.
Terrible candy.
And then they have the different flavors and stuff. You're just making it
Do
worse.
they?
Yeah, they got chocolate
It's like
ones.
flavored marshmallow peeps. Why would you do that?
Oh, I hate those too. God.
Why would you do that?
My brother-in-law loves those. I'm like, why?
You want to chew on foam? Don't do that to yourself. That's
just-
what Lucky Charms is for. Oh my God, that just gives me that weird feeling in your mouth, like gnawing on chalk.
Just get the styrofoam out and start chewing on it.
By the time the marshmallows and Lucky Charms were soft enough to eat, the cereal part was soggy. It's like, that's like Peeps. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that. to
You
your-
can buy just the marshmallows now. I have a bag of just marshmallows at home.
From Lucky Charms?
I don't know what candy it's from. Shan found it. But I have a bag of marshmallows at home that I didn't know I
Is
needed.
it like bag of chalk?
No, it's
You
not.
could probably draw cute little things on the ground.
They have a nice texture when,
When they're soft, are they like stale, like in a cereal box?
I don't know.
So
I haven't opened them.
Oh.
I'm not sure how you're supposed to eat them. Because are you supposed to pour it in a bowl with some milk? Here's my bowl of marshmallows. I don't know.
I,
There's no cereal with it. It's
buy
just marshmallows.
really bad cornflakes or something, and then like check it out. I have.
Well, why would you
generic-
buy it separate then?
I don't know. Is it cheaper? You're trying to save money.
That's what you do. You put it in with grape nuts. Grape nuts.
Oh, so that way you're just kind of bleeding the line between health and sadness.
Exactly.
I should feel good about this. This is grape nuts, and my dentist will love me. And there's marshmallows, so I feel good. I'll
Yeah.
smile.
Well, grape nuts. You ever eaten that stuff? It like grows. It like multiplies in your bowl. You ever notice that?
Oh yeah.
It's like you put some in your bowl. You put milk in there, and that shit starts duplicating. I don't know
Yeah.
what happens.
And it turns into like something you need a dredger for to get it back up onto your spoon.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, then you just add some
It's like
marshmallows.
oatmeal. You just have a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it's like what's the shit from The Hobbit, the Limbus bread.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just have a little bite of it, and it's like eating 10 loaves or some shit. That's grape nuts.
What about third breakfast?
Yeah,
Anyway,
just have another bowl.
candy corn. Oh god, that doesn't belong on any list as far as I'm concerned. And any manufacturer, Brox, if you're making it, you should stop now because it's awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, hot tamales,
Love it.
love them.
Love it.
Mike and Ike's too. I dig those.
Yep. So Venus the other day got a box of, it was cinnamon apple.
Yes, we have those.
Do you?
The green ones and the red ones,
Yes.
and you kind of eat them together.
You will be sad that they're not hot tamales.
Uh huh.
You need. I tell you what you do. I'm gonna say
You just.
unopened box.
Uh huh.
Open the box.
Okay.
Sort out all the green ones.
Uh huh.
And go buy some of the fire
The hot
ultra
tamales.
hot tamale ones.
Mix the green ones in with those.
Then use it and just give somebody the not janky cinnamon low ball ones.
They're apple flavored, right?
Yeah, so you keep the green ones.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, no,
good.
are the
It-
red ones kind of apple flavored or the?
No,
oh, just the green
they're
ones. are?
cinnamon. So
Yeah,
the red
yeah, yeah.
ones are cinnamon, but like the non-hot,
Yeah, the boring ones.
the mild, tame. And it does taste like apple cider
Yeah, they're good.
when you pound them together. But it would be better if they were the hot,
The hot tamales.
light you on fire, super awesome
I
cinnamon bear.
like hot food, so I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Hot tamales. That's a good number 7. So at number 8, really, just the plain old boring
See,
Hershey's
you know
mini
what's
bars.
funny about that is I asked Xander when we were checking out candy earlier. I said, Xander, what's your favorite? And he said, Hershey's.
Just the little
And I said, which one? And he went, the Hershey's, the
the
chocolate bar.
chocolate, Dad.
The chocolate.
What are you crazy?
And just a chocolate bar? And he's like, yeah. He just likes the plain. I'm like, peanuts, caramel, nougat, anything.
Or was it, you got the Mr. Good bar?
I like those too.
Those are part of that Hershey's mini bars,
Oh.
right?
Oh yeah. So
you got
he-
the special dark,
the
Hershey's
crackle.
the Crackles one. Yeah. What else is there?
What's the one with the puffed rice?
That is
Mr. Good Bar. Is that the
no. Mr. Good bar's got peanuts in it.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, the Crunch.
Nestle Crunch? Is it? Wait.
No, that's Nestle Crunch. That would be because
Yeah,
these are
that's a
Hershey's
different-
mini bars.
Uh,
Huh.
Is that Crackle? That must be Crackle. Nestle's
I think it
version
is Crackle.
Crackle.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Crackle. Yeah. And then what's fun about the fun size either? I mean,
No. And you know what's funny is
There's-
when we were trick or treating, like the houses,
uh-huh.
there was a couple that were handing out full size candy bars.
Yeah. That's impressive.
The kids, the kids that are old enough that recognize, oh shit, I came up on loot,
yeah.
kind of thing, as they come from a house that's giving away full size candy bars, is like, oh yeah, we come back here and we're gonna linger. We're gonna come back and get us some loot.
See, we would have noticed, like, hey, man, you were just here. Save some for the 3-year-old that's coming.
Oh yeah, the tiny.
Yeah. You know, when we moved to Sacramento, and where my parents lived was in Fair Oaks, and
Yeah.
that was close to Rollingwood.
Yeah.
So, junior high-ish time frame, we would ride our skateboards from my parents' house over to Rollingwood, and often you could find houses in Rollingwood,
Full size candy bars.
full-size candy bars. That was
stuff.
the best. But it's only top 8. There was nothing after 8.
They probably didn't want us to get in trouble with Mike for not having a GTR candy bar.
That's true. That's true. So Skittles, M&M's, Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Starburst, candy corn, hot tamales, and then Hershey's mini bars. There's a few things in there that kind of throw me off.
Yeah, I'm not hot on some of those. I don't get the candy corn.
And I don't know about Skittles being number
There's
one.
some state in the Midwest that I think is throwing off the scale that just loves. It's probably Iowa.
Or Kansas or something.
Yeah, that just pounds candy corn by like the fistful and is throwing off the whole shway.
Where do they grow a lot of corn? Is that Iowa?
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, it's just like the candy corn.
except it doesn't come out of my field.
I don't have to run it over with the tractor.
Yeah, I just go pick it up at the Gas and Sip.
Yeah, the come and go.
Come in.
The come and go.
That sounds like a one-night stand.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
All right. Well, how we doing on time? Are we good?
good.
Check data's out. Well, look at him. He's on top of it. Well, we're doing all right.
Time. So when your kids did trick or treat,
Yeah.
did they get all the candy?
Yeah. It was theirs. They earned it. As far
Have
as
you
I'm
seen?
concerned.
When was the last time you guys trick or treated?
Oh, well, it's been I mean,
What kind of bag?
Data's is 21.
What kind of bag did they take? Like your kids you didn't do any high school kind of, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I wasn't part of that anymore, right? At a certain age, they don't want to be around mom
they
and
don't
dad.
wanna-
No.
Take you out.
No. There's even, speaking of that,
Yeah.
there is a town somewhere in the back east that passed a law this year that if you are a teenager, it is now unlawful for you to go trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
So if you're 13 or older, you could be fined $1,000 and serve some jail time for trick-or-treating.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
That's real? That's real.
I saw it on TV.
I'm gonna have to.
So, I mean, it has
That's
to be true.
insane. I mean, I get that too, because so back to the candy amount. The Xander weighed his. I mean, now they're taking full-size pillowcases. Xander pulled in like 2-something pounds of candy.
Wow.
Piper had 4+ pounds of candy. Piper had a great system. Piper trailed behind everybody.
Uh-huh.
And was kind of on her own because a lot of the littlers were doing their thing together, and my 2 nieces with Brett and Kim were hanging. They love Xander, so Xander was trying to run the show. So there was a lot of like trying to keep him corralled
All right.
because he was being tailed by 2 little girls. Piper is not only going side to side on both sides of the street
She's figured it out.
to maximize candy, but because Piper was alone, a number of houses were sad for her that she was alone, and so they gave her extra candy.
Doubling up on her?
And so I caught up with her because I was kind of helping corral the kids in the middle of the pack. Rob and Ariana are like bringing up the back with Piper.
Uh-huh.
I'm asking Vina, I was like, "Where's Piper?" And I got briefed like, "Oh, she's double housing it." I'm like, "Oh, that's my girl." Like min-maxing, right? She's getting
She's figured
most
it
amount
out.
of bang for buck of her like walking.
Yeah.
So I had let her do her thing. I ended up walking back when we were getting closer to start.
Uh-huh.
And Rob, he's like filling me in. She's like, "Yeah, she's getting extra candy because some of the houses think that she's alone and she's
They
not
feel-
with anybody.
And they feel bad for
so
her.
they feel, oh, here's some extra candy, sweetheart." So she's getting a second handful of candy.
Score.
And she comes out from this one house, and I'd just been briefed by Rob about her scheme.
Uh-huh.
And she is like ear to ear grin like, "Oh, I have fucked the system on this, Dad." It was awesome to see the amount of like deviance
Uh-huh.
and like, "Oh, I've got this one by the balls."
Uh-huh. I can't wait till
Yeah.
next year.
And I never saw her turn on the face, but something tells me she was extra milking it like, oh, golly. I just met all my friends are at another neighborhood and wow, you have full-size candy bars. And she was just getting it hand over fist.
Wow.
It
And
was-
what's she dressed as?
She was the Dr. Seuss. She was thing
Oh,
one.
okay.
And Xander was thing two.
Okay.
And we even got to a house there towards the tail end, and there was a parent dressed up in a cow suit, and she had walked up, and he goes, I found you. Like, thing two had just come by here, and they didn't know where you were, and I found thing one. And it was a big old thing, and it was a big old funny, ha.
Yeah.
And he's, like, just fisting her full of candy.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like,
That's
I'm gonna get
great.
your candy. I'm gonna get a kick over to daddy. So we don't.
That's awesome.
Long story to get to how much they get. We don't. There's so much candy at the tail end. We don't. Oh, nice. Yeah, we don't. Typically, I mean, they would be eating candy all year round.
Oh, well,
The amount of candy that they pull. So usually
Yeah.
we'll go take out, a couple handfuls of the candy that you really like, and then me and Venus will take a cut of what they don't like, and then we usually donate it.
I think what would happen at our house is the candy would typically get put in their. They didn't have pillowcases, but they used like a pumpkin head or
Yeah,
whatever.
but yeah.
And that stuff, it would come home and they would go, "Oh, look at all," and they'd pour it out on the
Yeah.
floor, right? Like examine it all and.
Would
figure-
they do the trading?
Well, they would do that and separate the stuff they liked from what they didn't like. And,
Yeah.
But it would all end up going back into the pumpkin head or whatever. And then it would get put on the counter. And then after like a day or two, it would just get forgot.
Yeah.
And then, so no one's eating it. And then you're kind of like, I want it. And you grab
Right.
something out of it and you eat it. And at first it was like, oh, you're eating, Melanie's food or
Yeah.
Melanie's candy. But she didn't care because she
Yeah,
wasn't
she had
planning
left.
on eating it anyway.
Yeah. So the funny thing, like when we would, as a kid, I remember we just binged it. Like
Oh,
there,
just-
after like a couple days, it was all gone.
Yeah.
There was nothing left over.
Yeah.
Certainly for Piper and Xander, and a lot of that's too is because Venus and I don't try and eat like total garbage.
Right.
So the temptation to have, because we wouldn't allow them to eat candy, a bucket of candy in their rooms, that would just be, that's silly.
Yeah.
So then it would be like Venus and I with these two giant 5 pounds total of candy in the kitchen, and Venus and I have no self-control, so we would pound the shit out of the candy.
Uh-huh.
So we had to come to some sort of middle ground on, okay, you take what you want that's reasonable, plus a couple because, or plus extra because we're not tyrants.
What?
Yeah. But at the same time, we don't want enough extra here that Venus and I are like hating ourselves because we're not eating.
Because you're eating all
Yeah,
of it.
because we're, every meal we're pounding a bag of Reese's Pieces.
Right.
which I would
Well, I
eat.
got the question of like, well, I'm going to buy candy for passing out. What kind do you want? Because our neighborhood has been hit or miss. So it's like you buy a bunch of candy and then you got a ton left over because not that many kids came by this year.
Right.
So we have candy probably left over, not nearly as much as we would have had if the kids would have gone
Right.
out and
Right,
collected it. But so I think we're going to end up with candy no matter what. And I think that she had actually,
You try and buy the candy that you'll eat as leftovers.
yeah, like, what will you eat? Well, I'll have some Butterfingers and Take 5 and some Snickers or whatever. And if there's any left over, cool.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Take me the cut of the Take 5s.
I was fine with turning off the, don't even answer the door. Just, we're not handing out candy. We're eating dinner.
Yeah.
But I think she enjoys seeing all the little kids. Seeing all the little kids.
So it's like 9-year-old.
Did you see those costumes?
Someone please come by. I have to fluff my nest.
Yeah.
Do you do Halloween decorations like you do Christmas? Shan loves Christmas.
Shan
right? You guys
loves-
go balls to the wall for Christmas.
Shan loves decorating.
So are you Halloweened out? Even though you don't
There
Halloween out?
there is things on the outside. It's not as much as Christmas time. There's a few things outside, but the inside of the house is decorated.
Yeah.
There's light up crap and stuff all over the place.
So tomorrow is November 1.
Yeah,
When does Christmas start for you?
after Thanksgiving,
Okay.
like real people.
Have you been anywhere where you've seen the Christmas decor yet?
Oh yeah.
Started?
Well, we have to buy a new tree this year. That sounds weird. We have to buy a new fake tree.
Fake tree.
We don't buy real trees, but our fake trees lights gave up the ghost last year, and so we need to buy a new one. So we've already been shopping actually we've kind of been looking at Christmas trees to buy.
The Home Depot Lowe's has one, or are you
Yeah,
like
well-
online?
Well, wherever when we see them, we
See it?
look. Yeah. So it's hard to find a decent Christmas tree for a decent price, and it's very easy to get expensive.
Hmm.
So
As far as Halloween stuff, you can see the tubs. But I think as we have,
yeah, we have a lot of
we
that.
spend more energy on the kids than we do decorating. I
Yeah.
think that will evolve as they get a little bit older, and we're in situations where our kids don't want to go out with dad dressed up as a superhero anymore.
Right.
But I'll probably be getting the fog machine out. Oh yeah, fog machine.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we had a lot of neighbors that went full out and made the front of their house was a haunted thing.
Yeah. I would love to do that. It's I do the costuming and stuff for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be fun.
I love Halloween.
I'm just,
You'll get your
I'm
turn.
a sad dad. All right. So how we looking on time, Datas?
I think we're good.
Oh my gosh.
We've wrapped up Halloween like we've wrapped up the show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unwrap some more candy.
You should unwrap that leather off your ass.
I know. Boy, I think I broke the undershirt.
Oh no.
I tried to tie my shoe.
He heard something
and
cracking.
I heard like stitching. It's like cheap Etsy stuff.
Oh. All
There's
right.
like an under thing. Anyway,
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Good show, guys.
good show.
And thanks for listening. And tell a friend. And we appreciate you.
Hanging out and listening.
Hanging out and listening. And see you next week.
See you next week.